Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Project Management Insights. So today I want to talk about the relationship between the project manager and the project sponsor. And answering this or talking about this had me go and look up the definition of a project sponsor according to Pmbok. And the definition of a sponsor is the person or group who provides resources and support for the project and is accountable for enabling success. The sponsor may be internal or external to the project manager's organisation. From initial conception through project closure, the sponsor promotes the project. This includes serving as spokesperson to higher levels of management to gather support throughout the organisation and promoting the benefits the project brings. So I was in an interesting space with a major project that I successfully delivered, in that my project sponsor was also my business owner. And so my engagement and involvement with him was at two different levels, and I can see that he played the role of both for me in terms of his interaction in the broader business, the broader organisation. We were part of a very large organisation, one of Australia's largest general insurers, so it's a very large organisation. And what I'm finding interesting is the fact that this role of project sponsor is a person who champions the project and champions the project in the biggest, broadest sense of, here's what I'm wanting to achieve as part of this project. Here's what this project is going to do for the business. And they normally talk about it from the context of the change perspective. So here's what this project is going to bring to our business. And therefore, they're asking the broader business, the people in the business, for their help and support in order to deliver the project change for the business. So they are going to be championing the project as a whole. What does that then mean in terms of your involvement or your connection and working with them? Well, the thing is, you're both on the same page, right? You're the person who is actually enabling the change. You're making this change happen. Even though they talk about this sponsor as being the enabler, sure, the sponsor might be the person who's responsible or can go and get you additional resources if you need it, because they have the clout in the business, or they have the authority to sign off more money, or they have the ability to go and request more funds. In my situation, this sponsor / business owner would go to the IT area and speak directly to the CIO, who was part of our project control board, but speak directly to the CIO when I had problems and needed additional funding or additional resources that I wasn't receiving the buy-in for, at the time, because we had a very, very critical timeline and I needed things to happen quickly, not, take days or weeks for decisions to be made. And so I would go and speak to him, and he would go directly to the CIO and say, okay, this is the situation, this is what I need. So my relationship with him was one of openness, was one of closeness, and I would say that in terms of I would every day update him on where our project is. Now, yes, it might have been different because he was also in the role of the business owner, but I think we tend to sometimes, again, I'm back to last week's episode of labels. We label these people as in a certain role. So we label a person as a project sponsor, and it sets them at arm's length from us because we think that they have a role to just champion the project, or to just, what are the words here? To just provide the resources and support, just be the spokesperson. We're already labeling them as to what our expectations are of what they can and can't or will or won't do. Forget about it. Drop the label. Get them engaged. Make sure that they're up to date with everything that's happening on the project. For my particular project sponsor, / business owner, what I would do is go and have a daily 15-minute catch up with him first thing in the morning as soon as he got into work. We would have our 15 minutes where I would update him on progress, on what happened yesterday, on where we're at, on the concerns that I had, because in that he would then be fully up to date with things that were going on. So if I expected something was going to happen that I was concerned about, I would give him the heads up earlier in the day, so that then later in the day, if I needed his help to go to the CIO and get some more support, to get some resources quickly on the project, for an example, he was there to do that for me. Now, funnily enough, when I read the definition of what a project business owner is, a project owner is it says typically but not always the head of the business unit receiving the product and bears business responsibility for successful project implementation. The project owner may often act as a champion to the project in partnership with the sponsor. The project owner will assist the project manager in providing leadership towards the completion of project tasks and may sometimes even maintain a portion of the project plan. I didn't have my project's sponsor, the business owner managed part of the project plan. And what I did have, though, was he was involved in supporting me to gain the resources or the funding that I needed at times when there were looking like there was issues on the project. So I think, again, don't be so concerned about the label. Engage with the person that's sitting in that role, on that chair, as an important part of your project, full stop. They might be the project sponsor in a formal sense. Well, what does that mean to you? How can they help you? How can they be a part of your team? What do they need to know in order to support you in the best possible way? How can you educate the person sitting in this role as a project sponsor so that they're fully up to date with what the project is, how the project is going to deliver, what the project is going to mean, what benefits it's going to deliver to the broader business, in the broader business context? How can that person be the spokesperson for you and the business to support the change that's going to be put in? Utilize them as a stakeholder on your project. How can they champion gaining support from areas where you need staff involvement, for example? Don't think of them as this person sitting on a pedestal that you can't go to, can't speak to, can't engage, can't involve, can't have an interaction with. It was interesting on this project that I'm using as an example, because originally the CIO was sitting outside our project control board, and I was engaging so much with the senior management team that were part of the project team, that had been brought on as part of the project team. I was engaging with them so much and that they were involved so much in the project that the CIO actually felt left out and not involved as much as what was going on. And because our project was delivering and using all of the formal project management principles in terms of documentation, it became the the champion of projects and the best way to do projects in the organisation. And what it then meant was the CIO wanted to be involved in our project just to see and watch how things were occurring and what was happening. And so, funnily enough, he brought himself onto the project control board, added himself to the project control board, so that he was more involved and hands-on on the project and supporting it to the best possible way that he could. So don't think about these people as being unavailable to you. The more that you have them engaged, the more that you have them involved, the more that you have them informed and educated as to your project, what it's doing, where it's tracking, what the problems that you are having, the support that you need. The more that you engage and show all of that as part of your project, the better outcome you are going to have, and the more support you are going to have in terms of your delivery and the delivery of your project. So therefore, your relationship with your project sponsor should be one of closest, one of connection, one of engagement, one of involvement, one of very close and strong communication and open communication. There should be a strong sense of trust, a strong sense of honesty. Everything that's important in a relationship should be there with your project sponsor, just as it should with your business owner if they are two separate people. All right, hopefully this has helped you to understand the importance of engaging with the people that are part of your broader project team, so that you create this sense of everyone working towards the same outcome, because that's ultimately what you are looking for in order to successfully deliver your project. All right, like, share and follow. Remember to check out the training that's available via Project Management Insight, the website. Claim your PDU points if you're a PMI project manager, and I will talk to you next week in the world of Project Management Insight. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training.